This is the last part of the video series for creative convention. Scale your administration, prevent burnout, and retain clients. I already started to talk about this in the last video where I said you go to a speaking engagement and you get all these people to respond to you. What happens? Do you have the system to manage them? When we started Wellbizco Collective, which you now know as Wellbizco Tech, we didn't start it as a tech company. It honestly started as a newsletter series. What I wanted to do was help wellness businesses understand the business side of wellness. Because I'd taken strategic management certification, I'd taken a strategic management certification program years ago, and structure was my thing. So I'd helped a couple of my friends with structure around their wellness business, obviously with the tech side of things and social media. I would review their social media, I would review their brand. I did a bit of brand review and restructure for some people. And so now I was beginning to get into my own authority, where I had stayed in the wellness space for a bit and I'm able to say, wait, that is wrong, that doesn't make sense, this is not working. So the plan was to have a newsletter platform. Created this newsletter platform on Substack, and after creating it I was like, you know what, let's move it. And so we just ended up going all the way. When we decided it was going to become a tech company, we just wanted to help people get visible. So now we had helped them like restructure and get visible, but the problem wasn't the visibility. We found out the problem was the business structure itself, the administrative structure of the business. So someone would say, oh, my Instagram is a bit messy, can your team help me? Of course we can. So would remake their logo, do the rebrand, do the brand review, create new graphics design, sort out this person. But then this person will not post after we hand over the account. Even if we say we're going to do it for them, that's done for you service, the person would not even talk to us for us to know what we need to post. What is going on? Like, all you need to do is send a voice note. There's someone who is transcribing this voice note. There's someone who is designing this voice note into graphics. There's someone who is posting this. Why aren't you sending the voice note? And when the person sends the voice note, oh, sorry, I forgot. Sorry, I'm tired. Why is this disorderliness existing? It's an administrative problem. Oh, I forgot I had a counseling session. How can you forget you have a counseling session? What happened to your booking calendar? Doesn't your booking calendar have a notification? Didn't you get a reminder? The clients didn't turn up. Didn't the clients get a reminder? What happened? Oh, someone showed up at my session and they didn't pay. How did they book your session when they didn't pay? How did they skip the payment part of the session application? How did that happen? Oh, sorry, I got caught up in a meeting. What do you mean by you got caught up in a meeting? It's different if you're having an internal team meeting or maybe a partnership you're vying for or something, but you got caught up in a meeting at the expense of an actual session that a client paid for. That's an administrative problem. And if you keep having administrative problems, you will not retain your clients. As a matter of fact, you won't get new clients. If you get 10, you will lose 5. Because what retains the client is the ease of being your client. I'll say that again. What retains your client is the ease of being your client. If I have to pay for 7 sessions, but I have to pay at the day of each of the session, what's going to happen is I'll pay for 3 and something is going to come up and I won't pay for the remaining 4. That problem was avoidable if account had let us know the cost of 7 sessions and we had a rate card and the client had booked, they had looked at the rate card and they had paid and they had gotten the booking form and they had filled out the days they wanted to take. When that client then breaks that protocol and you say, oh, breaking this protocol is a discount. Remember the term of service. If you don't come for your session, You lose one session, or you have to pay so and so amount. If you come in late at so time, we can't extend your session because that's someone else's time. That is an administrative structure. That's not your website. By the way, these things I just said are on my website. They are there. There are certain things we're still struggling to sort out tech-wise, but we know they need to happen. And so because we know they need to happen, we are willing to spend extra. The money I spend on my website, I don't have a single tech client who pays it. I'm not talking about general tech things, no. I'm talking about my wellness business. And when I say I don't have a single client who pays it, I don't mean that they don't want to spend money, no. I'm saying my team is willing to pay for the same thing 5 times over. We wanted to have automated booking within the system, and then we tested one. It was a free one. It looked like it was working. We didn't like it. Then we paid for this other premium one. When we fit it in, it didn't represent the brand. It was a bit complicated. It was easy for us on the back end because we're techies, but it was terrible for the client on the front end because now the client has to wonder, do I choose this or do I choose this? When we made payment pages, we made them single payment pages for ease of memory. Right? Why are we now making booking? Why are we giving you 6 options in one? You're going to be confused. We took it out. We took it out. We're constantly testing for what makes it easiest for the client. A beloved client then tells us, oh, your system is a bit complicated for me because, there's this back and forth with the term of service and everything. Oh, okay. Let's get terms of service into the site. Let's get client contracts into the site. Let's get the disclaimers into the site. People ask us a lot of questions. Oh, fantastic. Why don't we have a service called Ask a Therapist? You know what that has done? A lot of people send us questions. We use a lot of those questions to create reason for people to engage with us, and we end up priming those people in a way that they can then come for our sessions. That's an administrative structure. It was when we had the administrative structure, we could then translate it to a tech structure. The problem is that you are trying to establish a technical structure that you do not administratively have. You are not going to manage automated payments if you don't respond to people quickly on a normal day when they pay. You are not going to. You know why? You won't even remember you're supposed to sign into your financial dashboard to check. How can you be pushing for 500 people to sign up for your program and you want 500 people to screenshot the graphics design, copy the phone number out, and text you the receipt on WhatsApp? How? Who has that time? So not only do I have to copy the account number out manually from this graphics design, I have to then go and pay with my bank app or with USSD. Then I have to screenshot or download the receipt. Then I have to copy out your number and then send you the receipt. Then you will now add me. Are you listening to how complex that is? There's a training I wanted to join recently. It was a low ticket training because I needed to find out something. Unfortunately, it was not my expertise, it was the person's expertise. So I had to humble myself and sign up for this program. And I remember we got signed up. There were the free conversation and everything. I'm like, can you just let me know what I need to pay and tell me what I need to know? And so when we paid, they then gave us a separate phone number to go and tell the person that I've paid. And I thought, that's so weird. So now I have 2 support phone numbers. How do I know which one is the real one and which one is not? Wellness businesses, confidentiality is your priority. Confidentiality is your priority. If I have to speak to 3 staff to book a session, you are not confidential. I said what I said. If I have to speak with 3 staff to book a session, to do anything with you as a wellness business, your system is porous. Because you can't guarantee that all these people won't say my name somewhere. You can't guarantee it. When it comes to administrative system, and this particular session is more practical, so I'm going to show you people a few things during the session. When it comes to your HRM, for example, human resource management, that's for your internal team. With HRM, we're talking about team training, we're talking about payrolls, we're talking about queries, we're talking about employment, we're talking about letting people go, and that's termination. We're talking about people, conflict resolution among team members. We're talking about escalating situation among team members to superiors. What about when superiors are the cause of the problem? How is that handled? Those are all things you need to figure out how it works if you have a team. All those things I just said, they sound like they're everyday things until you realize why people built a career doing HRM, doing human resource, customer relations. Okay, you have to get them into your funnel. You want to get your lead magnet. You want to know who is a cold lead, who is a warm lead, who is a hot lead, who is tracking with them, who spoke with them, what was the content of the conversation, what platform did the conversation happen, did the conversation give your staff autonomy over your client? Can your staff hijack your clients and you will not know? What was the process? Okay, your team wants to host an event. That's a project because it's not going all year long. Fantastic. Who is assigned what task? Who is checking up on who's supervising? Who is supervising your external vendors? Who is managing what responsibility? Who is building the sales page? Who is checking on the account? Is the account for that event your regular business account? If the event goes to your regular business account, if you don't make enough money from the event, does your office financial record cover for it? If yes, is the accountant aware? That's an administrative problem. It does not matter how big you look on the outside. If you don't fix these problems, you will not have a business. You would have what looks flamboyant on paper, but it does not translate to anything. That's why you can be making 16 million, 60 million and still be in debt. Because it's not just what's coming in, it's the system in which what's coming in is operating. That's why you're changing your staff every 3 months. At the time when I was running solely on volunteers, I had more than 300% retainership than a brand I knew that was paying full-time salaries. And I was running fully on freelancers and volunteers. And at the time, we could not even pay the freelancers what they should be paid. And at the time, we still had values strong enough that I could say to a team member, I like you as a person, but you do this outside of business and it has this implication on the business, and that doesn't meet well because this is virtual and these are the same platforms. Systems, administrative systems. Your staff WhatsApp is office WhatsApp. Are you kidding me? What's that? How do you want to handle your clients? Your personal Instagram is your business Instagram. So now when we post things, we don't know if it's you speaking or it's the business speaking. We don't know if it's your personal value or it's the business value. So now we think it's the business value. And so we're looking at business like, something is not right. If I like, let me give you business auto poster, social auto poster. You will still post what you want to post and it will still be wrong. It's not whether you have more speaking engagements or you are hosted on 17 journals. The crowd from that platform, when they come, what will they see? For the first like 5 to 8 years of 7 years of my business, I didn't let us run an ad. I think we ran our first advert. Okay, our first advert was in 2023. And the reason was simple. If we run an advert, what content are people coming to read? So you run an advert for 6 weeks, and then people come to your Instagram, they go to your website, wherever you are sending them to, and you have only 5 posts. Do you know how long it takes to consume 5 posts? The average reader will not read your 5 posts. I'll talk about the Google 7447 law, if I'm not mistaken. They don't. Which means you need to have enough for them to pick the one that catches their attention. Do you have a content calendar? Do you know what content went out? Do you know which content worked? Do you know who posted it? Do you know the time of the day it was posted? Did you track the analytics? Who is supervising your social media manager? Or you just hire a social media manager and then they post cruise and inshallah for you? Those are administrative things. It's not as much the platform you are using as it is the person handling the platform and the implication of what they are doing to the systems of your business. I hope with these few points of mine you understand why this masterclass is a necessity or has been a necessity. I'm saying is a necessity because we still have the physical session. So if you the virtual live session. So if you're yet to join, this is your final call to do so, because Friday and Saturday is going to be mind-blowing. We're going to walk through real-life case studies of the businesses that signed up. Those of you who signed up early and we could not get you emails, we promised that we're going to review your brand. Your brand review documents are ready. Some of them are as large as 16 pages. Because you have a lot of platforms, you have a lot of brand names doing a lot of things, and so we tried as much as possible to synchronize everything. So I'm excited for us to walk through those and look at your specific businesses and find the loopholes and fix them in the course of this masterclass. Bye.